Man, listen. I am 12. I am 3. I am 1. Yo, I got my brother with me. Him Sapata. You know what I'm saying, man? We chilling in the crib, man, and we want some metaphysics, man. We'll talk some metaphysics today.
We can expound on some things.
Yeah, man, we want to talk some metaphysics. You know what I'm saying? The brother sitting here, he tripping off my chain right now. I might as well let everybody see what I'm working with. Yeah.
That is not a chain.
Yeah, that man. Listen.
That's the key you gotta have to go through a portal right there.
That's what it's for. You know what I mean? Listen.
Is.
Yo, I had the idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen. I had the idea of the Ankh is the key, is the master key.
Of course.
We know the Ankh. Listen, every time we on the walls of the temple, we always see the Ankh. We always see our brothers and sisters with the Ankh, our ancestors, which is us.
Many significant.
You know what I'm saying? With the Ankh. So the Ankh, we know the Ankh is the key, the master key. But I was thinking, man, that I needed something to open up the heart chakra. You know what I'm saying? So I needed the serpents to go ahead and come on up the pineal and open up the pineal, you know what I'm saying? And just go ahead and bust the nebula right open of the pineal, just bust it open, you know what I'm saying? So that's what this representing, a universe, a star cluster.
Look at it though, it check the anatomy of it. It has anatomy. Look at
it. This joint, I put some time in this, y'all. It's very metaphysical, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things going on in this chain. I do make jewelry, you know what I'm saying? So I made these pieces.
That's sick right there though, bro.
Thank you, brother. But yeah, it's a lot of metaphysics. We're gonna get to some of these metaphysics because, I'm really what inspired me to make this chain was I done got a point in my journey where I'm ready to be of service. You know what I mean? Of service to the people and these things, and I find myself doing healing work.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And if I say, if I'm gonna do some healing work, if my destiny is to be a shaman, guess what? I need the weapon. So I said, you know what? Thor got his hammer. You know what I'm saying? Iron Man got his suit. And I got this joint right here called the nebula. Right here. This is the nebula. You understand? So that's how we doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what, man?
Tell me how heavy that thing
is. Yo. This joint right here is heavy, son. This joint probably at least about 25 pounds. Maybe 50. I don't know.
And that's from energy.
It's energy.
It ain't even just the material that's made up, make it heavy.
The energy. And not only that, I wanted it to sit right over my heart chakra. And when I placed this stone here, I don't even know the name of the stone right here, but all I know is this stone was so crazy when I saw it with the colors. This is a natural stone. So with the colors, I was like, yo, it attracted me. And then this kyrite down here at the bottom, this is a very powerful stone, and it attracted me.
Bruh, you know what I thought you did? From a distance, like I'm sitting over here, you had over there. I thought you had put a whole bunch of different crystals in one at a time right here. I thought you had a bunch of these. And
right.
Boom.
Nah,
boom, boom.
bro.
So all this one.
That's
stone,
one stone. One gemstone right here.
Man, I ain't know that. Now that I look at how you explained it, but no, I thought you pinpointed each spot for that.
Nah. And then I got citrine going all the way around right here, like the sun flares. So with this right here, man, it's really representing a whole solar system, a whole universe, which we have inside of us. And that's what I wanted to do, man, because when you're dealing with the spirits, when you're in the spiritual realm, we fearless. That's why we came here. We came here to help enlighten, help to spread light. And we knew dealing with duality was going to be tough. Everybody know dealing with duality is an MFer. We deal with it every day. You know what I'm saying? And I find myself getting more and more out of duality, getting more out of judgment. And the more I get out of judgment, the less I judge myself. And I find what this is doing for me is causing me to love myself more.
Let me ask you, what would be the things that you would judge yourself of, though?
Man.
before you answer that, because some people gonna say, well, you know how you got prejudice, and then you got people you can judge after something.
Right.
Prejudice, if it's a word, if that makes sense. But judgment, period.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to always have to judge yourself. Like,
well,
not on the level of like what action is, but what I'm getting is because, like we said, we're talking metaphysics.
Right.
When it comes time of that balance and that scale,
mm-hmm.
Bringing the scales of my art into judgment. That's what that is. That's the judgment, and that's what will go down. So you can still honor that and do it every day, not on an egotistical level though.
Well, what I mean, let me go more in detail.
Yeah.
And I try to teach this and I practice this.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we go out here and we look at people, and we'll say, she fat, he this, I don't like that, I don't like this, like Trump this person that country this. All of these are judgments that we're making of basically the same thing. We're dealing with polarity. You know what I mean? The opposites are the same thing of varying degrees. You know what I mean? Like hot and cold is temperature. Up and down is, movement. Showing one range to another. Where does up start and down stop? Where does hot start and cold stop? They're the same thing. And so when we get into judgment, and let me speak for myself and I say we, when I get into judgment and I'm judging things and I'm judging that, when I'm saying that this don't meet my standard, that does. I like this and I don't like that. And what that tends to do is cast that same judgment back on myself. Because now I'm comparing myself to other things. And what tends to happen with me is I may, by growing up in this condition and learning the way that I've learned, the way I've been programmed and conditioned, I would see somebody who now everything is judged by materialism. A Jay-Z or a rapper or somebody who own a business or they got nice cars, nice houses. Sometimes, I would find myself in the past comparing myself to these concepts, and I didn't have this and I didn't have that, and that gave me a judgment on myself as of lack or not being worthy sometimes. And I know that over the years, this judgment of myself, of comparing myself, oh, he got a better looking girl than me, or he got more money than me, or this or that, this is that. I found that by me judging other people, I had to judge myself too. And the judging myself caused me, and I'm not saying this apply to everybody, because everybody may not have the same weaknesses. Some people, like the judgment of me judging myself, really, at the end of the day, this is what I realized, and some of the greatest epiphanies I've had over the last even few months. I came to realize how much I wasn't loving myself.
That's what your judgment, that's what came about from judging yourself.
That's what came about from judging myself.
Of lack of love.
Lack of love.
For the self.
For self. You know what I mean?
Thinking, how long was that?
Years, my whole life. Until I really came into...
It was more on mental, not emotional.
Nah,
right?
bro. It was emotional, mental. These things affected me emotionally, mentally, and everything. Because because even now, it still affects me. I see that I'm still battling this unconditional. I found out that unconditional love is really a love we're supposed to have for ourselves. Unconditionally. These choices that I've made a lot of times. Back then, I didn't know I was God. I didn't know that my higher self, my multidimensional self, was actually the one, including me in the choices I was making, was manifesting everything that was happening to me. I never knew that. And so I thought I was a victim to this and a victim to that. I didn't know that these experiences that I was going through, that I was calling bad, was not really bad. They was things that I was meant to go through to allow me to wake up, to allow me to grow, to allow me to expand. Now once I started to understand that was what was going on, then I started to understand that, hey, I got the power through my thoughts to control what's going on with me. What's going on. If I keep my vibration high, I'm going to attract positive things. And what that did, And then knowing about the judgment, that allowed me to stop victimizing myself for decisions I made in the past. Stop blaming myself for things that I didn't achieve in this lifetime as of yet. You know, it caused me to stop looking at things a certain way as being a victim. I didn't have this, I didn't have that, I didn't achieve this, I didn't achieve that. And I started to look at things more of a learning experience. Okay, this helped me to grow to where I'm at. This helped me to understand this. This helped me to understand that. And what's happening now is that I'm starting to have a lot more love for myself. I'm starting to get out of judgment. I'm starting to understand that, hey, if this person is 300 pounds and this and that, this is what they want to experience. This is what they have written for themselves to experience. So I need not judge that. You know what I mean? So I'm letting things be.
You move. So this is what you've created a scale of judgment, and you moved upon that. Mm-hmm. And what's moving is the lack.
Right.
Because the judgment gave you a sense of the lack of love.
Yes.
Now, the love you have now has caused lack in judgment, but the lack is still moving that way. So you're moving along that scale of judgment, and it's where you want to keep your lack or slack. Right.
Well, you know what? I'm even moving now. I've kind of moved past even a higher form of consciousness or scale of consciousness because I understand there's no such thing as lack. Period.
Okay.
And I'm constantly reminding myself of that, and that's the reason why I want to say that's very important to me, is that as I know that truly there is no lack, it's only the monkey mind. It's only the mind, these thoughts, that really I don't even believe that's originating from me.
So what should we call that? What should we call that? That you know how you know that game when the two little bars are moving up, and you got to keep the little ball in the middle,
right?
And boom.
I know what you're talking about.
That. So I'm calling that dot lack. Based on what you're saying now, we can explain it differently. So what should we call that dot? Because that's what we got to keep right there from going past the other side of. Because in the beginning, how we were talking,
I call it balance.
I mean, that's the action that's taking place anyway. That's the balance. We got to keep the balance. But what is that we are balancing? Because
you know what I think
on that scale of judgment,
you know what I think it is, and I really dug deep. And this may sound far-fetched to some people, and to some people not. I think it's AI. I think it's artificial intelligence. I think it's a program that's running in the background of a lot of us. And I really do, because, man, I can be sitting here wanting to be peaceful, happy, and a thought can come from 20 years ago about something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing I've been thinking about the last 20 years, and it could be totally negative. And I'm like, where in the hell this thought came from? I didn't try to bring it up. I wasn't trying to remember it.
I feel you, though.
You see what I'm saying? And this happens a lot. But now since I'm starting to catch it, it ain't coming as much, because now I'm like, yo, this ain't originating from me.
Okay, so what triggers that? So you said catching. So something is triggering those thoughts to become. Cause you're not the only one, brother.
I'm trying to tell you. I think these are implants. I think. See.
And they get shot in like.
Yeah, boom. Because not only that. Okay, think about this.
Don't they leave though?
No, think about this. They leave, but sometimes they don't leave. I'll be listening to a lot of things, studying a lot of things, and a lot of things resonate with me. And a lot of things that I've been hearing a lot coming from a lot of our brothers and sisters from all over the world. People talking about implants, and people talking about parasites and vampires, energy vampires. And what they're talking about is just like you can get a tick, a physical tick on you, and it sits there, and it will form a symbiotic relationship with you. And it will feed off of you all day long and night. You become its host. Now, we know we are spiritual beings, and we know that within this physical being, that we have a physical aura, a spiritual aura, and we got all this etherical stuff around us. What makes us think that there are not spiritual parasites?
Of course.
What will make you think that there ain't no such thing as an invisible tick or an invisible whatever that we can't see, but it attaches onto our spirit body? and starts to suck and drain energy. And just think about it.
Those are what they call the fallen angels. If you think about
right.
it. The word parasite. So the sight, and you are that sight. So those are the ones, the etheric ones, that you really ain't always you might get a glimpse of. A matter of fact, depends on what level of frequency you on. You get a glimpse of those parasites. But they just like the physical ones that we can witness.
Right.
There are ones in that realm also that we can't witness.
Right. And so
like you said, sucking you clean,
sucking you dry. Cause like for instance, I woke up this morning with pretty good energy. I was pretty happy. I was pretty vibrant to go out here and work and all this and all that. Yesterday, I woke up feeling totally different. Why? Why some days when I wake up, like I ain't got no energy? Some days I wake up, I feel like I got all the energy in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Like the next day.
Like the next day.
You done probably almost the same time.
And I done did all the same thing. I'm eating good. I'm eating good food. All of that. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got no energy. What's going on with me today?
You know exactly what that is, though. That's cosmos. Bro.
That could be cosmos, but it could be parasites too. Because when I'm understanding, if your vibration get to a certain level of lowness, anything can penetrate you. Yeah. The lower your vibration, the lower dimensional beings, the lower dimensional energy. Like a lot of people talk about reptilians, draconians, and all of this. I believe in reptilians and draconians and all that, just like I believe in other beings. We're not the only thing in this cosmos. I know that for a fact. Okay, now if you research anything about the draconians and the reptilians, they say that they feed off of negative energy.
That's what, like even I forgot the other beings called something, but they put them in some of the movies when they sense fear.
Because and the draconians are the same way. When they sense fear,
off, and they feel it, they smell it, they feel it, and that's that's food to them.
And that's food to them. Now, if you put the whole story together, see, this is what I really want to talk about, because one thing I noticed about the conscious community, whether I don't care what community, it seems to me, and I know somebody's gonna get offended when I say this.
Oh, you mentioned it before.
Man, it seems like we way behind when it comes to the cosmic story. We're still talking about melanin. We're still talking about stuff like that we should be past by now. Like, what else is going on? And when I started to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, I come to find out, bro, it's a big cosmic story going on, a big galactic story that goes back to slavery, racism, a whole lot of things that we see in this same 3D dimension right here on Earth. A lot of these things is going on throughout the multiverse. You got races of beings going to other planets, solar systems, starting wars, taking over. Some beings having to go in their starships and go to find other planets way across the whole galactic. I come to find out that that's how the Earth got started.
Real life Star Wars.
Real life Star Wars. And we sit here thinking that they showing us these movies just out of entertainment. No, they showing you this because this is what's in your consciousness.
That's why your boy Trump say he finna get Space Force. New military system.
Exactly. Listen, man, I've been doing so much research and downloads, bruh.
He gonna do space.
From what I've been I resonate with this. From what I've been shown, it's about 5,000 galactic ships right now docked all around the Earth right now because of the ascension we're going through.
Now you say because of that ascension. So you mentioned we bringing that. We sending something out there, and this is like a signal to the 5,000 what now? What you call
like
it?
5,000 what they call
like
galactic stars. Yeah, them big ass ships that you see on Star Wars. Them type of ships with all type of. And I'm gonna tell you what's going on.
What brings them to us though?
Well, what's going on because Gaia, which is the name of the Earth, Gaia is a feminine being. It's a being like how we're beings. The Earth is a being too, but just of a much larger dimension and caliber.
Y'all remember Captain Planet?
Right.
Her name was Gaia. She was a black woman too.
And from what I've seen in my journeys, she's black.
Yeah.
She's dark.
Yeah.
She's melanated for real.
Whoopi Goldberg played her voice on Captain Planet. I don't know.
Okay, I ain't never seen that.
But back in the day, her name was Gaia, and she was a black spirit of the earth.
Exactly, it's real. So Gaia put out a cry to the universe because what's really going on is that this planet is the last planet to basically ascend. Every 25, 26,000 years or whatever the timeline is, because there's no such thing as time. But if we want to count from our type of perspective, the timeline, whatever it is, 26,000 years or whatever, these planets move up in dimensions. And we talking about the whole solar system, not just the planet. And not only that, this solar system is been moving deeper into the Milky Way galaxy, which has stronger amounts of energies and stronger amounts of this. To make a long story short, this is what the story comes down to from my research, and I resonate with it. Long time ago, the Draconians ran some beings. They was melanated dark beings from the planetary system the star system called Lyra. If you even go on the app Skyview or whatever, you can find all these planetary systems. These are not words that's made up. You can go right on whatever right now, and they got star systems, and that's the name of them. Well, you got one called Lyra. And Lyra, Lyra is actually a star system. So it has many stars, many planets. So it's just like the Milky Way galaxy. It's a whole galaxy. No, it's not the Milky Way galaxy. It's within the Milky Way galaxy. But anyway, it's like a constellation. Yeah. And so within that constellation, you had a planet or another star, which is the brightest star in that constellation, called Vega. Now, Vega, this is where you get the word vegetarian and all this. And that's where I'm told that a lot of the vegetation that even come on Earth come from. And on this planet were melanated type of beings that was on this planet, right? But most of these beings, they wasn't even our color. They was different color. They was blue, brown, all kind of colors on these planets, okay? Just like it is on here on Earth. Most of these planets do not have one shade of being on them. They have multiple shades representing the like the chakra or the different color spectrums of that type of light that planet or star system can handle and emits. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, the Draconians, which is Draco, which is a star system that's right beside Lyra, at some point they are very old beings. I think they even like offshoots of dinosaurs. These reptilian beings. I'm talking about the big ones with the wings on them. Like if you look in the Sumerian text and you see the tablets and they got the little reptilian looking buildings, but they got the wings on the back. These are what's called like Anunnaki. These are like high level draconians. These ain't the little regular little reptilians that we might see running around here if you ever get a chance to see one. These are the real ancient royal ones. Now these niggas came and attacked that whole star system and basically almost destroyed it. This you talking about billions of years ago. And a lot of the beings from Vega and other places, they started to go all throughout the star system, from the Pleiades, Andromeda, all these different type of beings you be hearing about. A lot of these people originated from that star system because of the wars. And then they came far out on the other side of the galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, and found this planet. At that time, this planet was only inhabited by some humanoids, but they didn't look like the DNA. They didn't look like these bodies. And so they came and lived amongst them and started to mix amongst them. And then next thing you know, the reptilians found this place again. And then when they found this place, and they're fourth dimensional beings, meaning they're more of a ethereal where you can't see them, but they can come in the third dimension. They're a higher dimensional being than the third dimension. And to make a long story short, what was told is that they basically took over on the low, started interbreeding, started mixing, started taking over, gotten alliances with certain ones of us, and basically on the background, this is who you calling the cabal. This is who you calling the Illuminati. These are really other ET beings from other solar systems, galaxies that's been over here, taking over. Now, the thing that they do is, like we say, they feed off of negative energy. So what they've been doing is creating and bringing AI intelligence, high level intelligence, all kind of programs to run in the background. They created what they call a fake matrix within a natural environment of how things are supposed to evolve, and they slowed down the evolution of Gaia.
So we can call these beings.
These are the ones they call the fallen ones.
And if they're amongst us, you got to say that they are pretty much shapeshifters.
They are shapeshifters.
They can turn into us and look like us.
They can look like us.
You will never know if you'll be right in your presence at any time.
No, and to make the just to bring the soup in the pot and put the lid on and go ahead and slow and simmer it and cook it so it's good. The end of the story is that they've been here. But their vibration is so low because they have basically won against most of these planets are free will planets, meaning you're supposed to be letting the evolution of these beings to evolve naturally, to allow them to ascend the way that they ascend from third dimension to fourth dimension to fifth dimension and keep on going up. You're not supposed to be here. Basically what they do is they basically hide in the shadows and enslave us unconsciously. It's like their slavery is so slick, you don't even know you're a slave. They enslave you by this whole economic system, this whole debt system. Because look, we work every day to pay bills that we accumulate that are debts. This is the way you can whip somebody and have them working all day, give you their intellectual whatever and everything. Not only just physical work, they're gonna give you their mind and everything because they don't think they're slaves. You see what I'm saying? And so from what I know, when you talking about master builders, real high level masons, a lot of real high level secret societies and governments, all of them have really been controlled by these beings. And these beings brought technology here that talking about high level mind control technology. They control us through the TVs, through these commercials, these triggers, ancient geometry, through the music. They do whatever they need to do to keep the vibration low, to keep us in fear, to keep us in conflict, to keep us divided. All these things make us put off a negative type of energy that these beings can feed off of. And that's what I've come to know about all this. And as I have been meditating more, loving myself more, learning how to do Reiki, strengthening my imagination, being able to put a shield around myself, put a shield around my home through my mind. You know what I'm saying? Program this chain. I can program this chain with my mind to make it heal, to make it do whatever I want it to do. As I know that I can do these things, I find that other things cannot control me. That my mind can stretch outside of, where I done went with this, brother, I see that this thing from the shots that the babies get from small, these are implants. Exactly. All these are what's called nanobots. They're nanotechnology that is implanted from us from small. Then they take us to school. And through the school, you're going to get the indoctrination. You're going to get everything that they need for you to have to be controlled. And then you're going to go and get a job. And then we just sheep. We all just walking around doing exactly what we think we're supposed to do. Nobody's thinking for themselves. Nobody's being original. Nobody's going inside of themselves and getting their gifts. Creating and willing and manifesting what they want now. Everybody's been dumbed down. But Gaia got tired of it. She knew. She had the master plan. Guess what she said? I'm about to ascend to the fifth dimension. That's a high level vibration. And these beings that of this low vibration, they can't even be up here. They can't even get there. So now we're going through the shift, an ascension shift. We're going through Gaia going from a third, fourth dimensional planet to a fifth, sixth dimensional, multi-dimensional planet. And those of us who are going inside of ourselves and knowing this is going on and raising our vibration by, eating better, meditating, knowing that you're God, all these type of things, these things are allowing us to ascend with Gaia. Because she's going to ascend with or without us. But the more of us that become more positive just by being positive helps. Because I've come to learn when I was learning all this stuff that we are all one. White, black, Mexican, Chinese, all what you see in these earth vehicles is one. We are all connected back to the same source. And how this reality is created is through a co-creative consciousness. It's through a group consciousness. It's only that we believe in all these things and how they exist. And so the consciousness or the group consciousness is like a cloud.
Yeah.
And so whatever's in the cloud, that's what people can really draw from. So if it's a lot of fear in the cloud, if it's a lot of negativity in the cloud, that's how these negative thoughts too keep coming into our minds. Because that frequency is the predominantly frequency. So the more of us that's more positive, we saying positive things, we're talking about ascension, we talking about these things, we put these thoughts in the cloud. So now somebody can draw from those thoughts and start, you know what I mean? And then it can keep expanding and spreading. And this is how we help Gaia get to the fifth dimension. And that's how we leave all these suckers behind. Yeah. That's how we get, long as we stay tethered to this third dimension, as long as we stay tethered to these material things, all these things we've been taught that we're supposed to be running after and enslaving ourselves over, as long as we keep hanging on to this way, it's going to stay like this.
That's the key. One of the key exercise, disciplines, is
detachment. And I struggled with that for a while because you have a lot of people out here, propagating, okay, well, you can still have everything you want. You can track this and you can track this and you can do this and you can do that. And I'm thinking to myself, the more and more I've been contemplating, I'm like, no. Buddha wasn't doing that. Jesus wasn't doing that. Muhammad and them wasn't doing that. Everybody that we know that's really made it to a high level was detaching. They wasn't accumulating more and staying more stuck. If the more stuff you get, the more you got to keep working.
There you go.
The more bills I had, the more I got to keep being enslaved in the system. The more I got to keep feeding the system.
You're making yourself heavy.
You're making yourself heavy. And you can't be light. You got to be light to receive the light. Exactly. I only started knowing this stuff, brother, when I started detaching myself from certain foods and stuff. As I started leaving meats and dense stuff alone, heavy music, I turned the TV off, I detached from that. Then I started learning myself. Then I started knowing myself. Now I'm starting to love myself. The more and more I'm loving myself, I can not have no dollars. I can be in the negative. And now I'm still learning how to stay happy, how to still smile. And the next thing I know, my situation changed, just like that. I don't go in that momentum of downhill no more. And so, man, that's why I'm so glad we're having this conversation, man, and it's such a real conversation because I don't hear that many people talking about this, man. But if you go and you look at other persuasions, y'all know what I'm trying to say, bro, they talking about ascension. They talking about new earth. Most people don't even know what new earth is. Do people know that there's already a fifth dimensional earth that's already been formed? And through your mentality, through your consciousness, that you can just go ahead and float right into it, where no time and space exist, where you tap into your multi-dimensional higher self, to where you are able to tap into every dimension, every parallel dimension, every timeline, where you're not limited anymore. This is happening right now. But we're the melanated people on this earth. Why we ain't talking about it? Why we ain't coming together and start having a thought or conscious or an idea of what we want New Earth to look like? Because if we don't start doing that, if we don't start group thinking how we want things to be, because it is a new time, right? We're in the carriers, right? We done went out a whole new time period. We're in a new one now. What do you think everybody is jockeying for? How New Earth is going to be. And if we ain't in the game, guess what happened? We're going to live on somebody else's planet again. We're going to be doing exactly what somebody else say again. Like we sitting over here in America right now complaining about how we ain't got this, how we ain't got that, how somebody doing this, how somebody doing that, because we ain't got nothing going on of our own. Right now is the time, through our consciousness, through our mind, to create what we want the future to look like. Through our imaginations, through our thoughts.
But see, people gotta, if that's the mission you trying to get accomplished, man, the topic, I mean, you would have to change the way of life, man, as we know it right now on this planet in the first place. Because you said collective consciousness.
Right.
So that means you gotta get everybody.
No, you don't.
Not everybody.
Only a small group, man.
You gotta get those who are worthy of New Earth, or those who have the experience, or who can actually get to New Earth themselves. Those individuals, or those people who are coming together, that group. Mm-hmm. Even if ones who just want to aspire to
that's
get
all. I think that's all you need.
That's all you need.
You just need the intention. You need
the intent. You still got to get them to change their whole way of thinking. Still to want to do that. That's why all that energy can come about. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, all right, this is what all of us, or this many few, have manifested, or this is what's going to emanate when we come together every time, so that we can still hold on to that, whatever structure, whatever energy that we're going to put out there for the New Earth, no matter what else going on here, no matter what else nobody else doing. This small group, whether it's 100,000 or what's the significant number in the Bible?
144,000. You know what? I think you only need 144 people.
Might be that.
I don't even think you need that many. You know why? Because just think about it. Right now, I can't lift but so much. But when me and you put your hands on one side of something, and you put your hand on the other side of something,
very easy.
Bro, we can lift up 3 to 4 to 5 times more than what I can by myself. So just imagine if it's 10 people. 10 people got the strength of 100 people. 1,000 people got the strength of 100,000 people. 100,000 people got the strength of 1,000,000 people. 1,000,000 people got the strength of 1,000,000,000 people. You don't need everybody. You can take one pebble and throw it in water, and it'll cause a ripple throughout. So it don't take a lot of us. All of it takes is us just to be together. It don't even take but 5 people. This thing. Where in America do you got 5 black people sitting down meditating on a unity thought?
Very few places, man, but it's going down.
It's going down, but it's very few places. Most of the time you got one person talking and everybody else listening. I'm talking about where you got 5 people. We're going to say, you know what? We're going to sit there.
For an hour and a half.
We're going to sit there for an hour. And we going to concentrate on what you want your universe to look like now. Right now. And we all sit in a circle or back to back, or we hold hands and we close our eyes and we just meditate for an hour. Do you know what that's going to do?
So you just put that out there. So that needs to go down. So we got to go ahead and schedule that.
We do, man. But it's hard, man, because what happens, what I find what happens is, and this is my experience. Most of the time what happens is divide and conquer. We get into competition with each other. This is where we go wrong. That's why I don't want to talk about you listen to me, or I'm some kind of guru, or I'm a shaman and I'm the leader. No. You a god, he a god, she a goddess, she a goddess. We all are one God. We're one.
So why is even an enemy being created?
Right, we don't have no enemy.
There is no, why are we creating an enemy in the first place?
I like what you know what? I'm glad you said that, bro. Because you know what? In the world of 3D and polarity, anytime you create something, its opposite exists also to that same degree.
Right there.
It's like the swing of the pendulum. However far it swing one way, it's got to swing the same far back way. Like, I'm one of the most nicest guys. Like, women will tell you, like, if you was my girlfriend or my wife, like, you like, I go hard for you. But when I cut you off, you wetto. Like, I ain't got no in between. You know what I'm saying? So I go one extreme. As far as I go that way, I go the same way the other way. And that's how we are, though.
Yeah.
When most time you meet a dude that's super, super nice, don't get that dude mad. Because he going to go just as hard the opposite way.
Ain't nothing like somebody take your kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
You'll pay for that.
You'll pay for that.
You'll pay for nobody's kindness.
Somebody show you a whole other side of themselves. Yeah. That's what the sign Gemini represents. Word. You got two sides. And in this, while everything is separate in duality, you got two sides. Everything got two sides. It's two sides to every story. I don't care how good that woman or man's story sound. Check the other story. Check the other side. I guarantee your opinion will be swayed some kind of way. Because it's two sides, man. It's night and day. It's yin and yang in this thing.
Everything double up.
Yeah, man. So I'm kind of, it just made me feel like, yo, is this my mission? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Do I supposed to come on, people. I mean, I reincarnated here as a black man, so I do have some empathy for black people of this persuasion and let's come on and wake up, okay? And let's get up to speed before we get left behind again. It's a whole new era. Do y'all not know that, right, we got to stop following everybody else. Start going inside of our own self individually and figure out what's going on.
Well, I tell you this, like you said, how you went with the numbers on them. 100 people, strong as 1,000, 1,000 strong, 10,000, 10,000 strong, 100,000 on up. So, whatever few that's out there already, get another few. And
well, listen,
I'm putting
if
everybody got a few, like you said, 5 people might be sitting around. It might be 5 groups of 5 people. Let's get that going. I'm gonna put in the description. I'm gonna put an email, or y'all leave in the comments. Anybody who want to get with 12, I am 3, I am 1. We trying to get together. We can come right here. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. We can come right here in this spot right here. This is my house. We can come right here and we can meditate and we can start. I don't care if we want to meditate on starting a business. I don't care if we want to meditate on going to Egypt. I don't care. But anything we want to do and we want to see, let's meditate together on it. Let's see if it works. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit down. No argument. Ain't no big eyes or little U's. Sit down. Let's get in a circle. Let's pick a subject. And let's see what I guarantee we're going to see something work. Because that's how things are done, man. This reality is programmed through our imagination. The children show you. All the time.
They show you all the time what purity is. Purity is creation through your mind, through your imagination. That's something that was stifled from our parents because we was taught to stifle our kids' imagination. And then when we put them in school, it's gone. Because they're going to teach your kid to memorize these damn books. Memorize what I taught you to believe about yourself. Stop thinking about what you want to think about and think what I want you to think about, and then you'll be successful. But look around. We've had that for how many years now? 102, 300 years of this type of education?
Because if you don't listen, you'll be punished for it.
If you don't listen, you're going to be punished.
When are you ever punished for using your imagination?
When you go to school.
Yeah, well.
When you go to school. And when you do. When you get past 5 years old, guess what we've been conditioned to do? You going to school, that's your success. The school. Now we turn around, people got $100,000 debt. They ain't got no job and nothing they went to school for.
Matter of fact,
and most of them complaining.
On the note, when you said about even coming together, period, I do business in there a little bit too. So I do got a game plan for something like what we should do as a collective, man. And But we can get at that next time. I'll let you know that next time. We'll do that next time. Okay. And I'll put it out there. And it's an experiment.
Okay.
That I think all of us should do. And the outcome will be probably, really the outcome is unlimited. It'll be up in the air. But we all got to do it. And I think we can start with that first. Okay. Like I'm mentioning yet, I think we can start with doing that first. And that would just get everybody on a level of
seeing something work.
Seeing something work together.
Okay.
And it's so easy. Oh man, it's super easy. And
I love it.
Once you see it work, and then you be like, okay, we can go a little deeper now, because we just did that, and look what happened.
Right.
Now, let's do this, and watch what happens. So,
man, I was listening to something last night, man.
Straight up.
I'm just to show you how far behind we are in consciousness, man. For real, for real. I was just listening to a group last night. Of course, you know what color they are. I ain't gonna say, because I am not racist. But they about to put out a consciousness movie called Sirius. And and it's a crowd-funded movie. Meaning they was able to get subscribers and people who listening and saying, you know what, we need to put a movie out that's privately funded, not by the corporations who gonna edit it all up and make it be what they want it to be, and only show it to what they want to show it to. They coming out with a movie where they didn't got people to fund it. They didn't got together, put some of their best talent together. Ain't nobody getting paid. Or if they is getting paid, they getting paid by the money we didn't put up to get paid.
It'll probably be on Netflix. Netflix will put that shit on there.
Maybe like so, that. But originally how the guy was saying what they're going to do, they're going to have rent out places and show these places. And then what they even going to try to do too is get people to be a part of it. Like say, if I share it and I sell 20 tickets to you, I get part of the proceeds.
Kind of like how Hidden Colors was. Kind of like how they did. What's my man's name? Tariq. Forgot his whole name. Mm-hmm. The guy who do Hidden Colors.
Okay, he did something similar.
He do something similar, stuff like that. It came out in a couple movie theaters too. But it's all documentary though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
you talking about like a movie with actors and all that.
Right, whatever they're doing, I don't know if it's a documentary or type of, but they said it's a movie.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't do it 4. I think he got a 5th one coming out.
So what I'm saying is, look what people are doing that can get along with each other.
There you go, man.
Look what people are doing when we're not divided. You see? Because if I can't come together with you, it's going to be hard for me to come together with a Chinese man or a white man or somebody else. It's like loving yourself first. If you don't love you first, how can you love her? How can you love him? How can you love... You see what I'm saying? So as we start to fix our own problem, then we can start branching out and working with all of mankind. But we need to get up...
Of course, man. Start with the self. You gotta
start with the self. Let's get out of this program and this fear. Let's start... Man, some of the best feelings I've had lately is when I go to the Comedic Science Institute. Go out there and just hang out with the brothers and sisters. Seeing the brothers and the little kids, the sisters coming in, we talking and everybody laughing. Man, I ain't seen no unity like that amongst us except for a place like that.
That's why we need more places like that.
We need more places like that, and we need people to really come to those places. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up pretty soon, man. But, what you got? I did a lot of talking, man. I want you to go ahead and... What you got going on? How you feeling right now?
Well, like I said about the little idea I had, I ain't got time to put it out there right now. But it's an experiment, and I think it'll work when it comes to unifying, and when it comes to really actually putting in the work. Like I said one time before, it's a project I'm working on called Black Water Fountain, and but this is something totally different from the idea I got, the game plan. Mm-hmm. But it's time we start putting together actual step by step. This is what we're gonna do. This is what you need to do. A, B, C, D.
Right.
And, we all reading different books. We all got movies. I mean, not documentaries, lectures, presentations, things we done seen of that nature. And a lot of it, we listen to theory, we listen to myth, listen to story, listen to allegory, and it's always having that. That's in the bulk of it, the storyline, the story of it. And but where are the actual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? This will give you absolute wealth, health, bliss, Christ consciousness, ascension. Like it needs to be more of the ingredients. All you got is the meat or the bulk, or like I got a nice juice. I turn on the back. There's no ingredients in here.
Right.
Like tell me what's this made out of.
Right.
Put out the information. Just tell me give me exactly what I not necessarily pay for, because I think I mentioned to you one time before. All this knowledge, wisdom is priceless. We shouldn't be charging nobody for this stuff.
Nothing. Not a dime.
The thing is, we're working on more projects of coming together to really put together. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and this is how. And then once that action is done, it's complete. You move to the next one, and you see your progress and you see your results, and you gotta acknowledge that and keep track of them so you can pass down and give them to the next generations and so forth.
Right.
But that's what I see that ain't out there as much, and that's what we gotta come together and do more.
Yeah, you know what though? I think that's kind of hard, and we're gonna do it anyway. But the reason why it's kind of hard is that everybody's ascension is slightly different.
But not just ascension, anything. I feel you. You know how people got those books on success, how to. This is how to make $1,000 on real estate. This is how to be a successful lawyer, or how I got rich in 50 days or whatever. People fall victim for them type of books, man. They just telling you a little success story.
Right.
They're not giving you what they did exactly to the T. And you know what? Because you don't have your book just like them. Where's your book just like them? Because you haven't done what they've done, you're not going to do exactly what they do. But they can at least give you the ingredients to their formula.
Right. That's important.
So
because what ain't broke, you ain't got to fix it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you got this formula, you got this equation, break it down so everyone who wants to be aspired to do great things or become something or live in their divine nature, show them exactly how to do it and get there. So I'm putting together some projects, some books, maybe some documentaries, some guidelines on what we're gonna do to move forward as a community, a family, a one race, one energetic entity of energy and love, and how we're gonna move forward together. And probably this winter, I'm gonna have something probably almost done with that.
Okay. Cool.
Like I said, next time I sit down with you though, man, because I gotta get going. Next time I sit down with you, I'm gonna have this gameplay, this experiment. It's gonna work, and it got a little something to do with social media, because that's what everybody fuck with these days.
Right.
So, in order to get everybody going, we gotta go to where everybody at. Everybody on social media. So it's gonna have to deal with that, and then we're gonna connect that way, because you already connected anyway. So if you got an account anywhere, I don't care what kind of account you got. Right. It's still one. You
still reaching some people.
Still in the circuit.
Right.
And what I'm gonna ask that we do is so simple, and it's gonna move everybody. When I sit down with you, I gotta go, God. Straight up.
All right, man. We gonna close this thing out.
Waiting on me, man. I gotta
good, man. I understand that. Listen. I want to thank everybody that watched this and joined us. This is a conversation amongst men, and this is how we gonna do it. You know, when you see me and this brother together, this is one of our formats. We just gonna sit down and just talk. You know what I mean? Ain't no subject matter, and ain't no pre-script. We just talking.
We'll have a conversation.
And this how we talk.
For real.
This how we talk most time.
We're gonna have a conversation like this all the time, though, man. But we're gonna get it in, man. I see too much coming, man. It's coming, man.
It's coming. Well, it's springtime. It's time to plant seeds. We plant seeds.
That's another thing. I'm gonna lay out down. So I'm farming. I go by Farmer Dan when I'm down at the farm. So we gonna get in a little bit of stuff out. I might have some fresh fruit and produce and all that good stuff. And let you know where to come and get that from when it's time.
Listen, this brother's very creative. You see this shirt I got on right here? This is his shirt. He designed his First Warrior. But this masterpiece right here.
First Warrior, he got a goddamn Warrior medallion on his damn neck.
Yeah, this yeah.
Bro, I need to know how much, man. You can cut now, man.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna close out, man. Look, I am 12. I am 3. I am 1. It's a conversation amongst men. Unity Conscience Show. I love you all. Mujah.